Hi everyone, I'm Jet and today I'm going to be making a coconut fish curry with prawns. Lots of spices, again, really tasty and really good for you actually. So you can have an accompaniment of rice or quinoa or bulgur would be lovely. First thing is I have a piece of hake here. This will be enough for 2 people. I've also got some prawns. So, you know, it's kind of like a soupy curry rather than kind of like a dry sauce curry, so there's plenty to go around. This does have the skin on, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it into chunks after skinning it. If you're not sure about skinning it at home, get your fishmonger to do it. So just try and keep it as close to skin as possible, and now comes the moment. Like, have I managed to get all the skin off? Yay, I have. So that piece is done, that can be thrown away. So I've skinned the fish, and what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to cut it into chunks. Kind of bite-sized chunks is really good. So just about kind of that sort of size. This is another recipe that uses some really good spices. Again, there's turmeric in here and some cumin. The onion, we're just going to chop it really finely. We don't want big chunks in here. We want the fish to play the main role, the fish and the prawns to play the main role. And so just like this, see how little that is? That's just about perfect. I'm just going to heat some oil in my pan. And, okay, the crying will stop in a minute, I promise. It's a really strong onion. I'm going to heat some oil in my pan. And I'm gonna put my spices in the same with the dal. We want to cook the bitterness off before we add everything else. My spices have cooked off, and what I'm gonna do now is add my diced onions. You'll hear them sizzling in a minute. There we go. And I just want to cook these off for a little bit and let them soften. What I'm gonna do is just grab a couple of garlic cloves as well and give them a good bash under my knife. And I'm actually just going to throw them in whole as they are. I'm not going to chop them up at all. There we go. I'm just throwing them in like that. There we go. If you wanted to add some ginger right now, that would be fine. It would absolutely work with the flavors that are happening. If you wanted to add some chili as well, that would be great. I'm keeping it quite a mild curry. You know, just for the people out there that aren't into so much spice and fieriness in their food. So that's cooking down really well. My onions and garlic have softened down. And what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to add a can of coconut milk. Just be careful when you buy your coconut milk, because there are coconut milks that have extra sugar added to them, and you don't want that. You just want regular coconut milk. You can make it yourself, although it's a bit of a process. And nowadays, you know, you get really good coconut milk in cans, so I wouldn't bother really. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring the coconut milk with the onions and garlic up to the boil, and then I'm going to add my fish and my prawns, and it's literally a case of poaching them, really, cooking them through, so it should only take about 2 to 3 minutes once the coconut milk is boiling.